not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. You think the pay gon' let you disrespect Pop, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be on that stop, nigga. They cold foul. I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches. Go. The audience not dumb.
Welcome to the Smorgasbord Podcast, episode 70, where we talk about a variety of things uncensored, unedited, and unfiltered. And most importantly, welcome to the 300 subscriber special we made. It took a while for us to get here, both on subscription, which is y'all's fault. Y'all should have been there. No, I'm kidding. Thank y'all for the support. I really appreciate it. But also for me recording it, actually. That's my fault. But we're here now, better late than never. We have finally arrived here. Just got my hair done. Came back got a job now at the YMCA, part-time. I had work today. Then went to get a lineup and trimmed the beard. Trimmed a bit more off than I wanted. But, it's fine. It'll grow back, hopefully. It feels really weird seeing my face with, not this much hair. But, it is what it is. I think I look better with a beard anyways, but that's just me. But anyways, when I hear about that, we're here to talk about, my first year in college, dealing with people. Now, this is going to be very tough to condense in an hour. This might run over 60 minutes, but, I'll try to trim it down. There's obviously some things that I probably, for the sake of other people, I'm not going to include names, but, I'm going to condense it, but we gonna have fun, though. We ain't going to absolve everybody, but we going to have fun. So those of you who don't know, I just wrapped up my first year at Georgia State, downtown Atlanta campus. I am studying audio engineering and music production. It's like a bachelor's in music industries, a pathway of audio engineering and music production. I got into two schools only when I applied. I got into Georgia State and then Belmont. Wanted to go to Belmont as my first option, but then I saw that they were charging ridiculous rates, and I said no, because if I had that much money that you guys were charging, I wouldn't be going to college, quite frankly. But which is fine, So I chose Georgia State, and also because it was just close, networking opportunities. It's Atlanta, and the way the money is moving, especially for my type of industry, it just makes sense. I started actually in the summer, which if you guys want to hear a more detailed description of all the things that happened in the summer, I'm going to condense it in this video, but you can check out, I did another video on it. I can't remember the title of it, but I detailed it more in the summer. But pretty much I went through the Summer Success Academy program. Pretty much had to start, I graduated, then 6 days later, went right into college. Did some classes over the summer, learned my way around downtown Atlanta more. I already knew my way around, but specifically for the school buildings, I guess. Took some classes, and then my first official fall semester starts. I move into Piedmont North. I'm taking 16 credit hours, which if anyone knows, the max is 18 you can take. It's insane. And on top of that, I already had an onboarding job, and I was trying to learn. And at this time, I had learned about an organization called INSEG. And I had been running to all these meetups at INSEG, National Collegiate Entertainers Group, for those who don't know. Pretty much trying to build the next NCAA of what they call it. NCAA of the music industry, pretty much. Building the next generation of A&Rs, producers, songwriters, performers, the engineers, you name it. As well as MTM Standard, which is the sync licensing and distribution company through Georgia State University itself. So you have these two giant entities, which they've been going back and forth forever, which quite frankly, I think it's stupid as shit, but it's a completely sidebar. Just keeping it 100. We keep it all the way 100 on the video, because what are they going to do? Tell me to not put this out? This is my channel. I can do what I want. Oh, God. Kevin's going to kill me for that. Shout out Kevin, man. But yeah, those are those entities, and they're all having events throughout the summer and throughout the fall that I keep attending. I end up joining INSEG because they had because it's a nonprofit organization that, and it's has a lot of talented people that I've met, and I was like, holy shit, this is a great place to get hands-on experience working with people, a lot of producers, artists of all kinds from all walks of life. And I'm like, as the guy who prides himself on eclectic production to produce, any and all genres. This is like heaven for me right now. So we're here, and I'm pretty much balancing out all this. This is all going on my first semester. I'm taking like 16-hour courses, 16 hours worth of classes, I should say, not 16-hour courses. I would no, God no. While attending these meetings, going to rehearsals and stuff, because I'm trying to like solidify myself as like a CE. This is the goal. The goal is to get to CE status, which is like because they're trying to be like, well, we'll market you, we'll do this, that, and the third. And I'm seeing like the pedestal they're getting put on, they're getting up like performance opportunities. At the time, I've never performed, right? I know I suck. I know I'm terrible. We all know this, but you get your money up, you get your bands up, right? There's a few other people that I've been working with. I've been working through like getting my name up through reviews through this channel. That's when you first saw that inflection of like, when I reviewed first Amber Rose, Rocky Chapman, AP The Gift. God, there's so many. Noah, so like majority of people who are now no longer with INSEG, but at the time were doing Nikel, Tien, all these people that were just super freaking talented, and even people that just I thought were dope that weren't getting spotlights. Like at the time, that's when I first met Haru and Gateway, and the camera doesn't know how close I've gotten with those two, but if they get big, you don't understand them. Like if they make money, if they get money, I get money, and if I get money, they get money, and if they get money, then we all get money. You'll understand that line in a bit. So this is pretty much the presidents. And first semester, right, in terms of connections, I'm like killing it, right? I'm just like I'm pulling up to every event. I met Dos Diaz. Shout out Dos Diaz, my guy, Mike. Grown man, grand champion. I don't know if you'll see this, but Dos Diaz, my man. I met him. For those of you who don't know, he's a vocal producer, engineer he's engineered records for The Weeknd, J. Cole, Summer Walker. So many people, and I didn't know who he was. Like I knew of the name, and I don't really, and me personally, I don't give a shit about status. I care about if you're cool or not. And he's actually a really sweet guy. He's a really sweet guy, really cool dude, and he's not afraid to nerd out about his job, which I love. A lot of people would be too cool to like enjoy what they do on a day-to-day basis, especially in the artist industry. Like they be trying to be so cool or hard all the time. I'm like, you too cool, you're gonna freeze to death. Like enjoy while you at it, because you might never reach this level ever in life. Like just keeping it a talk. So I met him. I was able to like impress a lot of people and connect with a lot of people through the work I had been doing prior to my arrival at GSU. Because all the while that they're showing all these other artists the attention, they haven't looked at me until they saw that like I was doing the YouTube stuff, and they threw me last minute hosting, which is where like you saw the stories of like my run-in with Soleil, my Soleil review, where I was like the first day at rehearsal, which if you want to hear that story, go watch the Soleil review, and she's really dope. We're cool, but like that was funny. That was funny. So yeah, so that happens. And we're just trying to build through, and I'm getting all these numbers with all these artists. Funny enough, I remember the day people realized I was like a producer for real, because I told people always, I'm like, yeah, and I played them some of my songs out. At the time, this is when I made Not a Word prior to fall semester, like after my, certain events happened in the summer that inspired me to make Not a Word, which to this date is my biggest song ever. Currently at 13,000, almost 14,000 streams on Spotify alone. Keep streaming it. Also, Don't Let Me Fall, almost at 10K. Oh my god. Thank you. Please keep streaming. Let's get it to 10K. New song, Morning Time, dropping this month on the 31st, a Friday. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like not this coming Friday, next Friday. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for that, man. I'm excited for y'all to hear it. But yeah, and I'm like, I remember the first time I had pitched a instrumental to AP The Gift. Shout out AP, much love to her. I had sent her one of these dope beats that me and my homie Dallas made. Shout out Dallas, man. We need to get him more on the channel. He was in my video of playing our old beats. So that was him. He's a dope producer though. Sent her that. We made that record. That's not out yet. If it does get dropped, we're so in. Like, so much money will be made off that song. Like, oh my, it's gonna be glorious. But everybody heard that song over at MTM, and that's when I met like Ben Yonis, who is the head of the department for the School of Music over there, as well as Thrash, who helps the business side of the music classes. I haven't had any of the actual official classes for my courses yet. I believe I'm going to schedule a thing for that. I scheduled a meeting Friday to handle that because it wasn't letting me sign up for the classes I needed. Neither here or there. Met all those people. They're all really impressed. They were like, oh my God. They're like, holy crap. How are you producing like this as a freshman? I'm like, I don't know. I made myself do this. Like, I don't know. So MTM's over there good. The day, I guess, a lot of the dope artists that wasn't that were just kind of not paying me no mind noticed that like, oh, I can do this. And I'm like, I'm actually pretty alright with it. Like, I'm pretty alright with this. Like, what you need, I got you. Like, what you need, I got you. I remember it was after, I believe the talent, GSU held a talent show, and AP The Gift. I know, like, Insect swept the board. It was like top 3 rappers was like AP The Gift, like Cupid, which shout out to Cupid. He's a poet. He used to be the head of marketing over at Insect. He's no longer that now. And then Arize, who was part of Insect and then joined MTM at the time. And Arize's graduated. Shout out Arize, man. Cool guy. So, because I reviewed him too. He's dope. If you haven't heard his music, oh my God, go check that out. So yeah, I believe it was either after that or after a competition. We had gone to a studio that AP works at, and we were all hanging out. And I'm not a party guy. A little bit about me. I like hanging out. I'm cool to go out with people I know, but the whole like smoking, drinking in a confined space and just getting high and doing stuff. I don't know. There's something in the pit of my soul that's like just like makes me want to just grab my stuff and sneak out the back and never be heard from again. I've done it before. I've met other friends like the dorm parties and stuff. Like, that's just not me. I don't know what it is. I've tried to be into it. Every fiber of my being is not interested. That's just one thing about me. So if someone tells you that I'm like drunk doing something, they're lying. They're just lying because I'm not into it. Alcohol tastes awful. Like I've tried it, a few of it. Some of these people be drinking like dark liquor and Taylor Port, pretty much things that taste like stuff that I clean a floor with. And they're like, oh yeah, this tastes great. And I'm like, no, you just are broke. It's not the same. And I don't even think rich things taste well. I just think you guys are dumb. It's not for me. Not for me. I don't think you're dumb. It's just not for me. And anyways, they were all chilling, partying. I was just chilling there, bored, when I was like, this is like, this is okay. I had a few friends there I was talking with them time to time. And there was this giant speaker, and I was like, you know what? Give me the aux. So I started playing all my old stuff, which old stuff that I played or I was making at the time. Because this was like, at the time of this recording, it's old. At the time, it was new. I was playing all my EDM, my hip hop, my R&B, like my whole damn near file. And you just see all these people, a lot of the dope artists like Jaden Lee, J Activist, who was it? DeAndre knew me at the time. I wouldn't produce for him at the time. I've sent him a few stuff at the time. I'm waiting on it. I will be reviewing his new song. He did drop a new one. It's doing numbers, I've heard. I saw on the story. So that will be happening, so stay tuned. And, yeah, it was kind of just like a moment where everybody was just like, oh, you not like a beat maker type of guy. Like, are you really like actually do this stuff? You're not just a guy that yells at a camera in ridiculous outfits and claims, like, I don't have this set up for nothing, essentially. So in the midst of all this, finally, and I'm sending out my beats to everyone. I've sent stuff out to Ferg Berserk. I've sent stuff to Jay, like, of all genres. Around this time, I'm getting better and better with, like, I'm getting my name up there. And then eventually, where the drama begins, because these are artists, and I'm like, every time I deal with them, I'm like, why did I pick this industry? I'm like, drama starts happening where there's no coherency in communication, there's people no showing, it's just a whole bunch of things that are standard industry, I expect this to be more and upper and higher on higher levels with just more money on the line. Like, that's everything. Like, everything that you imagine dramatic artists to do was happening. And I was like, okay, this is stupid. But, people are ditching. I've been consistent. My goal was to just sit here, promote my records, show up every day at every meeting when they needed me. I was part of the marketing team at the time, but I also showed up to the audio team because I wanted to learn a lot of live audio and mixing, obviously, and I showed up to wherever they needed me. Eventually, they ended up calling me around September or October-ish, being like, hey, can you step in as our head of marketing? At the time. So I was like, okay, I'm down. I thought it was a temporary gig. Turns out it was not. Well, I'm no longer that now. I got let go in the second half of the semester, which we'll get to that. I ended up being the head of marketing from the rest of the first semester and going into the first half of the second semester. So about what did I say? About 4 or 5 months? I will say at least 5 or 6, I think, if I'm doing my math right. I might be tripping. But I want to say it was a good amount of time where I was the head of marketing and I was part of the leadership, which I don't know. I was aiming for my first to be one of the few people as a freshman to become a CE. Because I know Emma Holloman did it like first semester, you know what I'm saying? I was looking, you know what I'm saying? I'm not as dope as her. I was looking to be like, you know what? Second semester is going to be my thing. I didn't even make the top 25 list at all. And all this time I've been working really closely with Haru and Gateway, who I mentioned them earlier. And for those who don't know, Haru is both of them are rappers or artists. They're artists. Haru was a rapper. He does soulful. He can do anything. Like, he's kind of eclectic, kind of I am, but his go-to is more soulful, gritty production, and then he can just sing his ass off, which is stupid. Along with him being just like, again, y'all gonna think it's weird, 6'4" and beautiful. Like, this dude is like, he has all the intangibles to be a superstar. Like, he just looks like a superstar. Very smooth, man. Very smooth, and very charismatic guy. So he could be like be on the lookout for a guy. You want to see someone that's gonna be dope? Haru, man. Heru, boy, that boy dope. And then Gateway, who as a person is quiet as hell, but then we talk about, like, in comparison to, like, sorry, the light went on. In comparison to, I can't believe I'm gonna leave that in the video too, because it's unedited. I can't do it. And Gateway's like this brash, gritty, like in terms of like it just really dope flows over like new gen beats. Like he's like this really cool. And the only difference between him and like he has a very Atlanta style and like stereotypically, but the difference is he can rap. Like he can really rap his ass off, and he can freestyle like for like. We did like a thing, we tried to do like a freestyle Fridays type of thing, and I remember he like freestyled for like 15 minutes off the top, no written, straight, and it was like, and it was good. And it wasn't like no slow, it was, I get it, I got it, I flip it, I got it, I need it, I stop it on whoa, and like he just kept going for like 15 minutes, and I was like, bro, somebody stop him, please. Now both of these guys, while as dope as they were, and talent-wise and music-wise, they were better than the majority of a lot of people that got to become CEs at the time for the first semester. They were like bottomless. They were top 24. They were 24 and 25. I forgot who was ahead of who, but at that point they were just like, and at this point they had been promised, which was prior to my existence in this organization, at least Gateway was promised to be a CE. And I was like, okay, well, you guys are dope. You know, we all gonna like hustle this mug, and we all finna like make them pay attention. Cause I was talking to them and I was just like, yo, bro, y'all got more neck in the game than I do, but I know a little bit about some. You help me, I help you. We both let's make some shit shake. You feel me? So, as the time goes on, and I'm still part of leadership, and like members are dwindling, communication is this, and we're getting down to like only the people who are like really like sticking around, because it's just not enough communication. There's just really holes in like people being consistent about where they need to be, what they need to do, you know, things being assigned. It's very tough, and it's very like, and there's this disconnect that's happening. As far as concerned, I'm like one of the only consistent faces they're really seeing outside of like, what is it, Natalie Manyem on audio, me, Joshua. Shout out Sunspot Shots. If you need photos, excellent photos, Sunspot Shots on Instagram. Joshua, that is a fantastic man. All those photos you be seeing of me, really cool tag that I be reposting in the black and white, that's all him. Like, you need photography, Sunspot Shots on Instagram. Go follow him. Absolute Chad. Who else was there? There was Yassine, who was doing like everything at the time before he got made treasurer. And Kevin, who was VP, and then when Wavy stepped down as president, which DJ Wavy, he's signed with Rockland One now, was president. He became president after Wavy stepped down in the second semester. Pretty much from there, it was like one day I was like so sick and tired of waiting around to people, and I'm just not I'm not a waiting around type of person. I'm just not. Like, I'm not the type of person that's just gonna sit there and just be like, I hope they do their job. Like, I'm very more just like, if we need to get done, I don't care about egos of being like taking credit. I care about it getting done. Just how I roll. People are different. This industry's weird. So I remember there was one day there was supposed to be rehearsals, and I was just like, you know what? For the love of God, I'll run them. I'll run them, whatever. And I come to find out I'm actually really good at critiques and in terms of performance, because this was like a subconscious thing. I was like, how am I good at it? And at the time, I had only when was my first? Because I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but when was my first performance? Because before they used to do boardwalks. When was my first performance? I did it like. My very first performance was on a boardwalk in front of Adderhold, and I did that. I did pretty well, all right. I think that's on my Instagram is somewhere. I had to record it. I forgot what day it was, but it was like, I think somewhere in the fall where like I did the first performance, and then I did a second performance, which that one at the time was my best performance to date. Like, I killed it, and I don't remember half of it. Like, I don't remember. I just remember I blacked out up there, and I did whatever, and everybody was like, yo, no, you killed it. And it was at that point, you know, because I had been working so hard, showing up to all these rehearsals, showing up to these practices, along with just paying attention, along with, like, understanding the art of putting on a show prior to me showing up to college, you know, through doing a year of theater, doing 7 years of band, 4 years of marching band, public speaking since like, it's just like, after like really sitting down thinking about it, it's just like, no, there's some point of performance I've always been, even me watching it so long. I've been a WWE fan the longest. I've, you know, watched the elements of theater when I had to do theater, and I didn't like, even though I'm not a fan of plays and stuff, I had to analyze stuff to understand how I could be better as an actor or whatever. I want to do voice acting. The art of performance, I guess, is just something I always understood, even if I wasn't always the best at it. But for a quick amount of time, for 2 performances, I like solidified my name. Numbers wise, obviously the numbers have been going up. I have been terrible promoting it on YouTube, but if you follow me on Instagram at darksidemusic_, link down below to that, and the Smorgasbord Podcast, you will see all the promotion I did and I'm still doing for all my songs. And like on Spotify, like all my songs have hit 1,000 streams. Like even my old ones, like Ain't No Grave was my first song. It's at 1,000, and then we go to Dirty Laundry. When I dropped that, it's at like 5.2, 5.3, I want to say. Not a Word, obviously, is like my biggest one by like a mile. I produced these 2 songs for Haru's new mixtape, If the Price is Right, which go check that out. Both of those have reached 1,000 and 3,000. Hop on a record with Jaden Lee on his Christmas EP. Did a music video with that too. That's did numbers. Like, it's just, so we're just like, we're making a traction, and off of, in comparison to all the CEs outside of like Dre TL and like AP, because AP had a few records that were like older, that she had like 50,000 or some stupid shit like that. I was like, oh. And Dre TL only dropped 1 album. All his shit's got like numbers. Like, he's got like, one's almost at 10K, one's almost at 6, and like all of them I think are over 1,000, kind of like how mine is. I had more numbers than everybody. So here I am thinking, after like showing up consistently, doing all this fun stuff, I'm like, all right, cool. I've solidified my spot for next semester. And how leadership was talking like, hey, bro, I'm finna come in here next semester, audition again, and get CE, right? Now this is all the music stuff. School-wise, I thought I was doing fine. I was taking on a lot of classes. It's a lot going on. This is a lot going on just on the music side. On top of that, I had to do 16 hours worth of classes, right? Which is, I think, was like 6 or 7. And it was like one of them was online and the rest of them were in person. And we're doing all that on top of this. So, and I'm pulling like 3 to 4 a.m. days. Oh, and that's not even including the friend groups. The friend groups, quote unquote, I was a part of in terms of meeting people. And on top of that, like, there's so much going on. I was out every night, risking my life on the Atlanta streets because these shootings have been ridiculous. Yeah, but so that's happening, right? And I'm like over here, and the semester closes, and I'm like, all right, cool. End of the first semester, I did all this stuff. I got an internship. I forgot I left that out too. I got an internship at Icon Studios that I'm wrapping up my 6-month program. I believe it's in mid-June or mid-July. I want to say mid-June, but and hopefully I can stick around and do more stuff for them, like get hired or get paid, because that's the goal. Hello? That's where I met dope people like TL, Kip, who else was it? Josh, Quay, a whole bunch of engineers, a whole bunch of managers, producers who are really dope. Kip was the one who engineered Don't Let Me Fall. A really dope guy. Funny as hell, an absolute genius, and he's just a wild dude, but he's a dope man. TL's a dope producer and engineer as well, just a dope artist, and he's funny. Everybody was funny, everybody's chill. I met Parker as well. Parker's really cool. Obviously, I ended up going. I don't think I told the story on YouTube. I can't remember, but I did tell the story because I reviewed one of them. When people came through to the internship studio at Icon, which I got at an internship fair. Thanks to AP. AP had put it in like a marketing chat at the time and told us to say, hey, if you can pull up with your resume, dress nice. I showed up early, dressed in like a full suit, had my resume, business card on hand, handed it out. Icon Studios hit me back the quickest, and the first one was like, yo, we like you. You're the only person that handed us a business card and a resume that looked nice all day. So we'll definitely shout out Damo, man. Shout out Big Damo, the biggest Damo. Yeah, it was it was really, really fun to meet them all. Smoke too. Smoke came. There's so many people. It's just so dope. Like I said, I could talk about them all day. They're all really great people. But yeah, I had an internship on top of that I started, but it wasn't going to fully take effect until the second semester, so I wasn't too heavy on it, but I was still going there for like training and stuff. So, yeah, that was like pretty much to sum up everything that was just the biggest things that were going on. There's a lot of minute stories that I'll probably get into when I have I'm gonna probably get Gateway and Haru on here at some point to like kind of like talk about what happened with them, because they have their own story. They're upperclassmen to me. They're like, I think Haru was a second, like prior to this full year wrapping up, Haru was a second year, Gateway was a third year. So they had been doing this, and they also had been rapping way longer. Like Haru started rapping in like, I want to say, I don't know. I think definitely high school. I don't know middle school. I think Gateways was also around the same time. Like they started way longer than me. Like I've only been doing this for 3 years. Once the summer passes, it'll be 3 years. Because I started in 2021, so I've been producing only for 2. So, that's pretty much that. I'll get them on the channel though, and I'm meeting more people. Doing band. I'm still doing regular concert band, which I was like, it was okay. It wasn't nothing too crazy. It was chill. I didn't do marching band. Absolutely not. I retired. I retired. I'm done with marching band, man. I'm tired of them. Unless I'm getting paid to do it and it's worth my money, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with marching band. That schedule they had them on at College Boy. Whoever told them that shit was more relaxed than high school, depending on the high school, is true. No, I'm good. I'm retired. I did everything I needed to done. I marched as someone who marched with a fractured foot and torn ligaments and a whole boot for a whole season, right out the pandemic. Yeah, bro. I've done everything that there probably is to do in marching band in terms of like experiencing. Like I've won competitions. I've lost. I've marched with injury. I've been to every camp. I've been in leadership. There's literally any aspect I've done like that I want to do in there, I've done it. So I'm good. I'm gonna save my time with the other types of musicians that are gonna stress me out and shorten my life. I'll deal with them. That side I'm done. But yeah, that wraps up kind of the first semester. I ended up getting my grades back and I failed. That's right. Your boy is a failure. We reached that name for the first time ever in the history of my academic life. I've never failed a class until my first semester. Out of the 7 classes, I failed 3 of them. I failed piano. Because the teacher just, how he teach and how I learn just don't mesh. And he also just, it's a whole thing. I'm not even gonna waste my time with it. That one was stupid. That one wasn't really on me. The rest of them were on me. Human communications, I failed that. That's on me. Oral skills, I failed that. That's on me. Music theory, I failed that. That's on me. Okay, so so I failed 4 classes. Yeah, out of my 7. Life. It happens. It's part of it. It's part of the game, man. We can't do it all. That was definitely a very interesting day when my mom came in my room just yelling at me, and I just had to be like, yeah, I failed. Yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. But I passed. What I passed? I passed English. I passed the one math credit that I needed for my entire collegiate career. I passed the math class. Personally, I was like, oh, that sucks that I failed, but I passed the math class. I don't really like I know, listen, I know it's bad, but I passed the math class. I care, but I don't care. I don't have to touch a math class ever again. For sure I'll take human communications again. I took it again this semester and passed with flying colors. For sure. Yell at me all you want, but listen, I'll never have to touch a calculator until I get, I will never have to touch graphs unless, unnecessarily again. I don't, if I have to do math, it's taxes. It's math that matters, kind of, it's so, I'm getting yelled at. I'll take my L for sure, but listen, I'm a failure. Absolutely failure, loser, all of it, but I passed the math class. That's all I'm saying. I take this as there's wins in every loss. I think there's a W in every loss, person. Now how it works, I don't know. But yeah, I passed that. I passed my English. I passed my math. I passed my band class. But I think I failed 4. So actually 4 out of my 7, which isn't good. It isn't dope. I was on academic warning, which, people get panicked when they see that, but it's not really. It's just hey, we're watching you. If you pass this class, past your next semester, we won't watch you. That's all that means. Now, if he was on academic probation, that's a different thing. That's you got to go to help sessions and everything, which I'm not going to help sessions. So I ended up taking a bunch of other new classes other stuff I needed. Passed this semester with flying colors. I passed everything fine, so I'm not worried about it. And plus, on top of that, I had taken classes in the summer that I was still ahead. So even since I failed, I think I'm still on track. And I'm gonna probably in the future, since I'm taking this break in the summer to not do classes, I'm gonna have more juice to I'll take a class or 2 in the summer to just keep the ball rolling, even though I'm gonna want to put my head through a wall at that time. But it's fine. We chilling, man. We chilling. Shout out my roommate Raphael, man. Raph, cool man. That man helped me pass the math class and helped me pass survey of U.S. history this second semester. Absolute Chad, man. Absolutely. Get you a friend like Ralph, man. He's a foreign exchange student from, not a foreign exchange student. He's not foreign exchange. I forgot the other one, but the other type of what's the word? I'm trying to think. Not foreign exchange students where they just take. I think it's the opposite. I think it's their version of study abroad. But he came down. He's gonna get his degree here. He's from Nigeria. Funny enough, he's the second roommate I've had in a row that's doing that. The first one I had Guo. He's from China. Cool man. I wish I could hang out with him more, but he's awesome, man. Love Guo. Love him. So yeah, failed my first semester, my academic warming. I'm okay, cool. It sucks. This is terrible. But again, and this is not me making excuses at all, because I failed it. And the whole point of me being able to access all the other stuff is for me to pass the classes. Duh, right? But, in my defense, or not in my defense, complete side note, it wasn't because I was partying. I have a lot of friends who failed a lot of classes because they were out just drinking, doing God knows what, almost getting shot in Atlanta, stuff like that, partying at Edgewood, so I'm not pointing names, I'm not calling no names out, but I know people who was getting drunk and high and skipping out class. I was just hustling my profession. So, again, There's levels to my failure. Like, I'm a failure, yes, but, like, I was trying to succeed. But, you know, a failure's a failure. That's what I am. I'm a failure. I'll be a failure forever. I'll take the L. We keep it pushing. I go into the second semester as head of marketing. My internship has started. I have my onboarding job working with the ACE Accommodation Center at Georgia State on academic probation, taking 12 hours worth of classes. Right, because they put a cap on you once you're on that. They reduce your hours. So I couldn't take anything more than 13. I couldn't take more than 13. I think I took 12. No, or 12 or 13. I either took the max or I took the hour before the max. I took as many as I could to try to play that catch up. A lot more manageable. But still just as chaotic. You know, there's a lot going on. I go in, I'm like, all right, you're already a failure. So it can't get worse than this. Oh, it's terrible. Like, you already suck. So you can't get lower than this. We're playing with house money at this point. We gotta let's just road to the championship, baby. Let's go. We're bottom seed. We got nothing. 8th seed in the playoffs. We go make it to the title. That's my going. That's me going to my second semester. I'm like, well, we already suck. So people have already lost faith in us, guys. It's all good. Like, it's all good, brother. We have no... Oh, God, it shouldn't be funny, but it is. We'll keep it pushing. So second semester starts, and I'm like, all right, cool. Taking these classes. I'm doing well in my classes. Shout out my guy Ralph. He's my roommate. We ended up getting a lot closer because our other roommate had moved out, and then Patton Hall burnt down because somebody started a fire somehow. I think they were trying to make some popcorn or something, but they burnt down Patton Hall. Like, not burnt it down, but like they set fire to it a lot, where everybody had to get relocated, and like they were repairing the cafeteria or the lunch, the dining hall. Sorry. Still stuck in high school. Dining hall all the way up until like damn near, I think, till the last month of semester when it was fixed. And this was burnt down towards the end of the first semester. Like, it was ridiculous. There was one guy that moved this stuff in. We saw him a total of twice, and he grabbed all his stuff and left. You know, neither here or there. So me and Ralph grew really close. You know, he's a really cool guy. Really enjoyed having him around. Hopefully I'll see him because I'm not staying on campus next semester, just based off the system, doing a lottery system now for dorms, which is so stupid. And also shootings, like, you know, people dying. My mom was worried. I was over there like, even though I'm pulling these 3 a.m. days, I'm not nowhere I'm not supposed to be. But then there was like a shooting, like literally a 2-minute walk outside my dorm, like in broad daylight, like at 11 a.m. outside the Dunkin'. The racetrack got shut down because of it. Boom, bada bam, bada boom. All right, now I'm gonna be commuting from the house. It is what it is. When going forward, I'm like kind of the only member of leadership consistently showing up at INSEG, like in terms of like in person. Like nobody else getting a reach of them. More and more people were leaving, you know, getting more frustrated. I'm kind of like the last, like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. This is other people's words. They can vouch for me. I was kind of the glue, just holding people together, being like, hey bro, listen, we go cook. And also, I'm going in here thinking I'm about to be head of marketing and a CE. Like, it's about to be good. Like, it's gonna be fine. I'm a hustle. My homies gonna make it. You know, I've been advocating for them since I've been in leadership. Like, hey, bro, give them the looks. They gave them looks when other people weren't showing up. They gave them the spots. I'm like, everything you asking us to do in terms of getting our paperwork in order, everybody had an ASCAP account. Everybody had all this stuff, right? We here thinking we Gucci. We good. You think, all right, so then we finally, and we all audition. I do my auditions. I also oversee auditions because I'm in leadership. I get to put my list. I made my list in with Yassine. We was only 5 members of leadership. I know I was top pick for CE off of those 2 lists. So 40% of leadership, myself included, was like, yo, pick Haru, pick Gateway, and pick me for sure. Like, pick all the other people. And I judged it all fairly. I'm not like, if I was It was based off of like marketability, based off like, can you perform, can you draw a crowd, and will people pay to see you? And that last one was very important because we'll get to why it's important. We'll get to why. Shout out Kevin, man. Shout out Kevin, man. It's not all Kevin's fault. Kevin's great. I'm just messing with him. Shout out Insect, man, because they, Jesus, man, Jesus. I love them. Their heart's in the right place, but they are getting a lot of stuff together. Good, like actually, like I'm ragging on them now because this is all old stuff, but they actually are getting their stuff together. So if you're thinking about joining Insect, I say join it. You know, tell them Darkside sent you. You in with me, man. You know, I have a lot of leverage now, so we gonna make some stuff shake. You know, it's all good. It's all good. I go in, do my audition. Haru does his audition. Gateway does his audition. And at this point, I've helped them put on shows. I've rehearsed them. I've had so many meetings with them. Where it was like, we're just hangouts at like till 2, 3 a.m. But like of us at the dining hall. But like of us talking about like performance, talking about artistry in terms of like who is your character on stage, how is he different, like analyzing it down to the T, we broke this shit down to a science, even to like what do you wear in performance today, what do you do on performance day, who is Gateway versus Justin, who is Malik versus Haru, like we broke this down. Like, they got better off of me helping him a little bit, and they was already fired. And I'm like, yeah, no, they're undeniable. They're undeniable, right? I'm undeniable, right? And I'm already helping people with rehearsals. Not even just them. It's like I'm helping all the C's. And I just said, I'll do that. I'll do it. While doubling as head of marketing. And marketing department then depleted to just me and Joshua. So that was a whole other thing on top of the classes. So it's just chaos. It's just nothing but chaos. But welcome to the industry and dealing with these emotional fools. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, every time I'm like, why did I pick you emotional? Why? I don't care enough. I'm a business guy and I don't care enough about you. I don't feel the vibes and the energy and it's just off. And I don't know how I feel. I'm in the mood. Ooga booga boo. Like, I don't care. No one cares. Because guess what? Damn, let's see if your water feels like it's gonna work on the 30th. Let me just Oh God, I'm laughing, but I'm dead serious. Yeah. So deal with all that. I audition and I don't make it. They don't pick me. I'm not even an honorable mention. Haru's not even an honorable mention. Gateway made it, which we cared more about one of us, at least one of us making it. We were like, for sure, all three of us make it because we've showed up to everything. And they did not pick me or Haru. They didn't even give us an honorable mention. And we were like, oh. Some people got picked, and I was like, which I then later found out they were really dope. But I was like, there were clearly political picks. There were clearly picks that was just like, to me, just didn't make sense. I was like, so you're going to go off of ideal commodities instead of proven commodities? Yeah, it makes sense to me. I mean, if you want to hemorrhage money, that's the perfect way to do it. I understand. You know, it's a 50-50 chance for someone who's proven the results. I guess, So I was like, bro, like, what else can I do at this point? Like, I'm going to keep hustling my thing. It don't stop the gravy train over here. I'm going to keep making my numbers. I stopped dropping music. All my stuff kept doing numbers. All my homies that work with me all kept doing numbers. Like, everybody who worked with me got their numbers up. Like, it was like got traction. You know, I was like, if this was just a thing. And I kept getting my name solidified. I kept showing up to MTM stuff. Events, networking, met a lot of people through my internship. Like, I was just like, it did not stop anything over here, but it still was like, bruh, what else could I have done to make this shit jump more for you to pick me? Like this is ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna have to like sing a song in Spanish next time, and I'm gonna have to sing a song in Spanish and then play like a tuba solo in the middle and then rap my other two songs. Like, I'm gonna have to do some crazy joint. I'm gonna have to, because I thought I was a surefire in. I didn't get admitted, and I was like, okay, so we're a failure and we're not a good performer. Got it. We're gonna keep it pushing though. We keep making our hustles. Another reason why I also kept working with Haru and Gateway is also I pitched the idea in the first semester. I was like, hey, we should join. Hey, I'm already part of a music group called the Balanced Ones. That's still a thing. Everybody was just at college. So this was kind of like a perfect time to work on my own individual skills, individual career. And I was like, all right, cool, dope. hey, Gateway, Haru, we spend a lot of time together. We all have the same ambitions. We all have the same goals. We should all start a music group together, right? And Haru was like, well, I'm actually have a collective I've been making for a while. And I was the last member that he added into it. So I've been the last member. And it's called Collective Codes. Follow us on Instagram, Collective Codes LLC. We had our own show, which we'll get to that in a minute. We'll be releasing our first single very soon. You'll hear that announced very soon, but like, you don't hear it from me, but very soon, very soon. Keep post notifications on. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, because again, 300 subscriber special. Road to the 7th. Road to 1,000. Road to 1,000. We lit. We are immaculately lit. So I've been doing that on top of this. Is another big thing I was doing. And then of course, NTM have been promoting the Sync conference. The people from the Sync conference themselves came to my internship. 2 of their engineers no showed. I got to engineer for them last minute. And they themselves gave me a ticket to go in there and be there. I went to the Sync conference. I actually was able to bring along Gateway with me. I said, yo, Gateway, come with me, come get this knowledge. And he met a lot of dope people, dope engineers from SAE, from industry people, like all kinds of, all walks of life. We were able to learn so much, a lot of the business stuff we need to learn, which is why I also took this summer off to get all that business stuff in order that I can, as well as just get my money up in terms of just what I want to do. And I've been working on, I'm now finally starting to charge for sessions in the studio, and I've been making some okay money. I'm doing like cheap stuff because it's college students and stuff, but as my stock rises, I will be getting that numbers up. So if you're looking for cheap and high quality sessions, it's $30 an hour. $30 an hour, 2-hour booking minimum. Hit your boy up. I produce all genres. Mixing is $20 a song. Mastering is $30 a song. Hit your boy up, bro. Hit your boy up. 2-hour booking minimum. So, hit your boy up. We got some more stuff and more announcements on that. So that will be coming very soon. So just be on the lookout for that too. Hit your boy up though. I got you. And through there, just keeping my name out there, being consistent with my marketing of myself, I've been able to just keep my foot in the door in every room and just being like, hey, I'm dope at this. I'm really great. When you bring this name up, you gotta mention me. When you bring up this category, you gotta mention me. If you don't know my name, you've seen my face. If you haven't, even if you don't recognize my face, you've heard the name. Darkside, Michael, whatever you heard. You heard my name. I'm bubbling in the streets, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Making beats by day, dodging gunfire by night. That's a bar. I'm gonna put that in the song. Stop playing with me. I'm dragging that a bit, but it's actually, I'm joking about it, but it's actually a problem. Why? What? Can we talk about that just a bit? Bro, it might be that I've been getting gunned down, or the stuff instance been happening. It's just Georgia State, the more you buy up the city in a non-strategic type of way, it's the city's problems become your problems. And that's why there's no official campus. It's just downtown. So if you've been downtown Atlanta, you've been on Georgia State campus technically, and they can't confine it. There's nothing they can really do because they bought up all these old buildings and stuff that turned into the dorms. And now it's Piedmont Central, you cross the street, directly in front of it was the racetrack, and then directly in front of it was Commons, another one. And the shootings were happening at the racetrack. So where they had to, it was so insane. So this happened first in the second semester. They finally shut down the racetrack after a guy got shot. So that racetrack on that block, it's connected to Stoner's Pizza. Love it there. It's delicious. The racetrack gas station, and a few small businesses in the Dunkin' Donuts. And then literally take 5 steps from the Dunkin' Donuts, you're at the door to the Mix, another dorm across the street. And then you take 30 steps down the street, Piedmont North is where I stayed. There was a guy got shot and killed on the doorstep of the Dunkin' Donuts right at the block and was just left on the sidewalk. Which, we can get into the politics of that all day. That ended up getting shut down, traumatized a few folks. I'm personally fine because I'm bro, such is the way of the gangster, of being a real gangster. No, it's terrible. No, it's not funny. It shouldn't be funny. Such is the way of actually living in downtown Atlanta, sadly, with all these lunatics who are just have just firearms, just at arms in arm's reach. It's terrible. So yeah, that's also what we're dealing with at the same time. Midway through the semester, grades are good. I then get officially let go as head of marketing. Now, you'd think this would be a terrible thing. On my end, I was like, I understood the reason. It was because I was doing nearly everything that was good. I was handed a shit sandwich and got told to make a meal that was presentable enough for Gordon goddamn Ramsay. And as we know, you're asking me to perform miracles with a bag of shit and then say it's not shit. So, while I did a lot of great things in my spare time, I did a lot of great things. I advocated for a lot of people. I even, like, through my advocation of be pestering them, leadership, and, like, Prez, shout out Prez, you know, Haru got made a CE, you know? So, my homies was winning. And then I got let go, just based off the fact that they wanted to reallocate staff, and they wanted to reallocate people with like, okay, your skill set, while you're really good at this, I see a lot of stuff in this, and just they were looking for other stuff and looking for ways of just different it's the corporate moving in a different direction reason I got fired. Still a member, still got all my perks, but just wasn't officially part of leadership anymore. And when I tell you that the people that were still part of INSEG were gonna be were like like the metaphorical angry mob at the front door because of the decision was never more evident when I got let go. Because I'm not telling people to like, I'm not telling unnecessary people. I'm telling like, hey, Joshua, you're my other half of like marketing. I'll let you know you're our only photographer. They just let me go right now. This was the middle of an event, like the middle of like a jam out session that I helped JB put on. It was a successful event, really fun. I got to freestyle over a live band. It was great, dope. Middle of that, I had to hop on the meeting. They were like, hey, we're going to let you and a few other people go. I'm like, hey, man, appreciate the opportunity, you know. It was like, oh, no, we're not, you know, you're still in INSEG. Like, thank you for doing what you did. You did the best you could. This isn't like you didn't do your job. Like, it's like, we're going to let you go type of thing just so we can move forward, move in a different direction. Everybody, all the other people that were mad. Like, they were mad. They were like, you were the only one, like, talking to us, communicating with us, and now we've lost that line of communication. Everybody was mad for me. I didn't know how to feel. I was like halfway, like, I was never mad about it, but I was just like, oh boy, hope you know, I hope it works out. Like, I hope you know what you're doing, because I've been the one being like, guys, listen. You know, calmase, right? I'm like, I've been holding the floodgate closed, and now you just let me go. Now I can't control what happens. Now it's just, all right, we gon' see. We gon' see what happens. Because I had been literally pulling, like, I've been running every rehearsal, been communicating with people, like, I literally was helping do so much more than my job description, and it was like, they let me go, and it was like, oh, everybody was so mad. Like, Haru called Kevin on my behalf. Like, Kevin at the time became the president, and that was when Wavy stepped down because he just got signed and he was doing a whole bunch of other dope stuff. Like, again, it was just a logistics thing. Like, it made no sense for him to do too much on his plate. And I remember, like, people were like mad. Like, that day, like, the amount of people's reactions were just so angry. I was like, yo, like, I'm telling you, I don't know what's gonna happen. Just know I did everything my job did. You know, I'm like child children. I'd be like, have faith, and there is no faith to be had at this time with these other people, because that was the last shred of that faith. Like, Haru called Kevin. He was like, so what you finna do with him? Because you won't make him a CE, and now you just let him go. So what you finna do with him? Like that joint was crazy, gang. That joint was crazy. I dropped Don't Let Me Fall shortly, either right before it or shortly after. Does his numbers. I get the hater. And then in the midst of me getting let go, me, Haru, and Gateway were like, you know what? To prove a point, we're finna put on our own show. We had already been planning a show. The show went well, but it was more because I got added on last minute to help with the marketing. And it was a free event. We were talking about like a ticketed event. We were like, we gonna make this. We gonna make a show out of this. We gonna make money off this. And we had already had this planned. We already pitched it to Kevin, and then Kevin was like, "Yo, let's do y'all's event as like a big thing." We were like, "All right, bet." So this was kind of the next thing to like kind of just be like kind of solidify of like why you guys should have at least marketed me, because you guys would have made money off of me, like in terms of like that avenue of CE stuff, personally. That's just like how we had thought of it at the time. And so we're planning the show. We're prepping for it. We decided to make it like our collective codes, like our collective outside of INSEG. You know, we're gonna pull 2 or more artists on our show and do it. We had a few back and forth meetings with Prez and people with those leadership and being like, yo. Because they were trying to do some other direction stuff, and Haru and Gateway had made me the headline, even though I wasn't this yet. Like, they made me the final, like, the main event. Like, we were always, like, on the poster equally, but, like, we're talking, like, who's the closer? They made me the closer, and they were trying to push it to, like, where it's marketed as Haru and Gateway, which wouldn't make sense, because if those 2 are the main guys being promoted, why are they not the last on? And I was malleable to move, and they were like, nah, we made this for a reason. You're going last with the type of music you do and how well you've been getting and how you've been, like, you're going last. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm not going to argue too much. We finally come to an agreement. They're going to let it just be produced as a collective coach show. We had it at 75 Piedmont. It was, like, at this little food spot. And after putting on your own show, man, whew, It was stress from the moment we had put it together to like the show day. It was like high hell, and I've done with so many show days before in terms of just marching band like competition days or like, and I function well in high stress situations. So that's not even me not functioning. It's just like, oh my god, like stupid people gonna be stupid, and stupid is what stupid does. And albeit being stupid, it's still stupid is stupid. And we're like, all right, cool. We're gonna just keep it pushing. Like, we didn't have a DJ till show day. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, we had people in line, and then one of the DJs just disappeared off the face of the earth. We couldn't find nobody. We didn't have an audio team. I was calling everybody, and then Haru learned a valuable lesson in that people say they support you, and then because it's lip service or it's a free event versus no, we're gonna pay and actually support you. I had told everybody, I said, look, I might not have the fan base on campus because my music's different and they're not gonna like it, but when it comes to people that will pay for me, I know I can sell these tickets. Like, I know I can sell these tickets for sure. And later we found out this event that we did was actually part of a series called Track Record, which the 2 events prior, while they were like cool events, they were dope events, they had been losing money. We didn't know this till the first time. So we were hustling to sell these tickets. And the day of show week, we had like only sold like 12 or something. Like, we had like, we set our standards so high to be like, we need to make money off this, that we were like, show week, we only had 2 weeks to like put this together. Show week, it was like, damn, we only sold 12 tickets, and like 8 of them were from me. So like Haru only had like 2 ticket sales, and he like was gutted because he himself I had helped them put on an event earlier in the year called Rage Quit, and they had like 100 people deep, and it was free. He himself can count that he at least brought 30 people in that room. So to go from 30 people to then go from like now only 2 of those people buy, you learn real quick that people are just, you know, they'll support lip service wise. They won't support you, you know, when it really counts. They're gonna support and co-sign you once you're solidified, not understanding that that's not how that works. That's why for me, why I do the music reviews, like even if they never get big or they quit tomorrow, it's about supporting. If you're dope, I'm gonna support you when I think you're dope, not when you're quote unquote on. I was saying Haru has been dope, so, like when I met him, like prior to me even being like, oh nah, I can produce for you, make some money with you. Like, nah, you was fire. Gateway's fire. You know, Jaden Lee's fire. DeAndre's fire. Like, I was saying, even people that wasn't getting looks, like Natalie, who's been the main person for do live audio for INSEG, because she was so stuck in that spot because she wasn't given a shot to be artistry and be a songwriter. I was like, nah, chick, I'm finna produce for you. Like, I'm finna take you on, and we gonna make some stuff. And we working on music right now, and she's fire. She's dope. She was just never given a look. There's another chick, Hinano, that Japanese girl. You know, she wasn't INSEG specific. She tried to work with MTM more, and they just were like, just again, not giving her any real good looks. She does really great editing and stuff for the entire Georgia state. like Instagram, which I'm like, you fools. Like, I was like, there's money to be made, and you guys are just sitting there with your egos being broke. You're broken with the ego. I hope your confidence can pay bills, because it can't. You fools. I'm not even mad. I'm just like, you just gotta stand back. You just gotta stand back here and just be like, what? 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 Don't worry about the socks. What are you talking about? Like, what? You stupid. Like, oh my God. Like who raised you? But then I also was just like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Bring all the money to me. You know, no. Like, there is, shout out Tosin, Oluwa Tosin. Shout out her. She's, she was someone that wasn't getting, again, she was being shelved based on, like, they're like, we don't know how to promote her and market her as an artist. First of all, this girl writes music in 3 different languages. Well, like, she could speak, like, about 7, 8. But she writes music in 3, and they were like, we don't know how to market you because we're in Atlanta. Give her to me. No, give her to me. Give her to me. Don't even worry about it. Oh, how'd she get 1,000 streams like that? I don't know. I know what to do with her. You fools. You're so tunnel visioned on certain things. And I'm like, well, I want it my way. Well, guess what? Your way ain't making me money. In order to exist in business, you gotta be malleable, man. Especially as everybody says, apparently, that this industry changes so fast, and yet people want to be boar-headed, stubborn, and egotistical because they want credit. Unless credit translates to credit card, you ain't getting paid. Like, you ain't getting paid. I just had to have a conversation with Hinano. I was like, look, as a producer, we don't get credits, like, a lot, in terms of, like, the average listener isn't really like, who made that beat? Like, you know, so I always was like, hey, whenever you release a record with me, put me as an artist as well, to be like, hey, he produced this and all that stuff, because not everybody's going to look in the credits. I just had that conversation with Hinano, because we have this song that is done. It's done. And I was like, hey, when are you going to release this? She said, because I told her the same thing of what I wanted to do, because I took her on as I officially took her on as my artist. Like, I'm officially taking her on, like, I'm her main producer for everything, my go-to person for all this shit. Because she can already first of all, that girl, boy, hit maker. Mark my words, she gonna win. She gonna make some noise, and we gonna clip this. And I'll be like, look, I'm telling y'all, watch. I'm telling y'all, watch. I instill confidence in my. Watch. Don't even worry about it, sweetheart. Watch. But with her, I had to talk to her, and she was like, hey, is the only reason you don't want to release this song right now because I said I wanted to, like, put my name next to it. Like, you're gonna put me in the credits, obviously, but, like, what, you want that first song to be just your name when they see it. She was like, yes. I'm like, then fuck that. Like, you know, we'll take my name off of that thing in terms of it showing up on my profile. I'll still get my credits. I'm still gonna get my percentage because I made the beat, I engineered the song, and I helped you songwrite it. Chick, don't even worry about it. It's like, that's like, forget, like, I understand what you're talking about. Don't even worry about it. You gotta be malleable, because if I was stuck in my ways, now she don't got a song out. And now I'm literally hindering her from starting her career and making money. What we doing here, people? What we doing here? What are we doing here? What do y'all really want to make? You gotta be malleable. You gotta be adaptable. You have to. Compromises gotta be made. Y'all gotta sit y'all egos down, because your ego's keeping you in the way of getting paid, making money, making competent relationships, moving forward. That's why, like, again, Rage Quit. Show was okay. Could have been 10 times better. You know, this is gonna turn into a rant, but I'm just saying, like, this is all part of it. This is what I've learned. Like I already knew going in. I'm like, I'm fighting egos here. I'm fighting people who think being in speakeasies and hole in the walls since 12, and you haven't been anywhere higher than that. Well, it's impressive. It's dope. Like, it's fly. Like, I'm not even dissing nobody, because there's people I work with who do that, and they hustle, and they get connections. They don't have egos of like, oh, nah, I'm the shit, and because you haven't done what I done, I know more than you, so therefore you're a point invalid. I'm like, no, because my first show I ever put on, from like my show from start to finish, I headlined. What we talking about? Y'all are so okay with being in the shitty committee, and it just like what? God, this might get clipped. I don't even know what's finna happen. It's like an hour and 5 into this video. I don't even know what's finna happen. But yeah, that's my little tangent. Like, you know, I here I am trying to take people on. I'm like, okay, look, to get my clientele up, because this was like prior to me being like, I'm gonna start charging. Now I'm officially charging. At the time, I'm like, I'm just trying to get people to know that I'm fly. Like, I'm dope. Like, I'm like, just be like, hey, you need a record? Come here. You, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Because they're not giving you looks, and also people are overcharging for mediocre stuff. I got you. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. So, do that. Eventually, just we keep moving forward with the show. We do the show, and it's on my Instagram, and the show goes perfectly. We end up having a meeting, and I can't end up like trying to like corporately chew out Prez. I'm so tempted to be like, so are you guys helping? Because they're not promoting the show at all. Like there's a whole Instagram. I had to get into the Instagram myself to repost the show. And I hustled my own way, which I was fine with doing. But if they were like, how they presented it, it was presented like they were going to help us. All they really did was book the venue for us. But we had looked for the venue already ourselves. You know, and the equipment technically. But we had to go get that ourselves. So, you know, and that was kind of like the point of like, because they had provided the opportunity. And that's why they said they were worth, they took 20% of the money to make the money back. All this, then the third. You know, whatever. So, when we had that meeting and they were like, oh no, you guys already broke even. Like, you guys are doing really well. And we were like, nah, don't even worry about it, bro. We're trying to make money. Forget breaking even. We're trying to make money. So we then go ahead and we keep pushing through, keep promoting, keep hustling. A show, we ended up making like of total 100% money, like $1,000. We only got like, after like obviously we pay the venue back and pay NSEG their percentage and cutting people out, we ended up like the collective ended up making like $600. And we were like, for the first show, that's our resounding success. Plus people kept coming in and it earned us a reduced rate on the venue because the show was so well. Like, we sold so much at the door because we was already putting it on, and it was like, oh no, we don't keep bringing people in. It was really dope, really, really fly, really, really cool. You know, that stamped a lot of people on campus. That stamped my name on campus a good amount, even more. It was just like a lot of people believed in what I was putting out, and you know, after that, like that to date was my best performance so far. Like, I was and the funny thing enough, I was messing up in rehearsal so bad because I was rehearsing everybody else so hard, and then when I went up there, I knew my lyrics, but it wasn't like how I wanted it. And then like when I got up there on stage, everything just blended together perfectly. Every moment, like, you know, everything was in the moment. Like, I can remember pieces, and to captivate a crowd, and it was deep in there too. It was like there was people over there sitting on the wall during other people's performances, and I was just like, oh, I was so annoyed watching, and I was going last. Oh, I was yelling at them. I said, get off the wall. I know you ain't too cool to jump, which is another thing. If you a fan, bro, if you a fan of something, if you go to a concert just to stand there looking like you're an idle character in a video game, you look corny. Like, I understand social anxiety. I understand being like, oh, you know, this isn't my cup of tea. The whole show, you just trying to do there, look. This is cool, I guess. I know you ain't too cool to jump. That's why I yelled. I was like, I know you ain't too cool to jump. Jump, boy. I'm over here giving you these melodies. I know you ain't too cool to dance. Joshua's an introvert. Joshua's behind the camera and he dancing. You too cool to jump and you paid money? You corny. Give me your $20. Like I said, you corny, bro. Who raised you? Who allowed this to happen? Because I would never in my day. Show's a success. It's the end of the semester. We keep it pushing through. We have a debriefing about it. Collective Codes is continuing to rise in terms of just following and all that stuff. NSEG's making a lot more changes as it where it stands. And then finals happened. I had like one final. Past that, flying colors, like critical thinking. Did that. And then went ahead and moved out of my dorm. Like, took about a week or about like a 3 or 4 trips because I have a small car and a bunch of stuff. Moved my stuff out, got here, and now I'm back here. And that's where it stands today. Your boy has finished his first year. Passed all my classes with flying colors, so I'm off of probation. So I'm in the clear right now. I'm taking a break this summer. Like, I'm taking a break to, again, make money. Like, I'm just not being like, hey, I'm going to start charging people. I'm going to release some more of my music. Morning Time's dropping on the 31st, obviously. But just to produce for other people, get some other people's stuff jumping. The Bounce ones are back in town. I'm trying to get a record with them done. So much stuff, along with more internships and just picking up a part-time job at the Y. There's just a lot, and I was burnt out off of schoolwork. If I want to be busy, I want to be busy with the stuff that's like helping with a career or something else. Because I can't with these stupid ass core classes. I can't. Like it's so it's whatever. But as it stands right now, we're here. A year later. Did I expect to make the noise that I did? No. I think. Yes and no. Not in a way. I definitely didn't expect to perform as much as I did this early. Like, I definitely think I wasn't going to be giving up at the shot. But that happens when you call your shot consistently, and they have to give it to you. You finally give it to you, and now a good amount of people know who you are. Now a lot of people graduated. They know who you were, and they're going to continue to know who you are, and that connection is forever now, especially when you keep it in contact. And now we have a lot of opportunities. That's just on now moving forward. It's just about capitalizing, because in no way am I comfortable. I'm really happy that I was like, that it looks like I've done a lot, but no matter what, I always feel like I've never done enough. Like, as much of stuff, because people be like, because I hold myself to a very high standard, within reason, because and it's natural, because people are picky, especially when it comes to artistry and all that stuff. But even like outside of that, just like the connections, the money, making the right moves business wise, is like, I wanted to make sure to do it right, and so far I think we're doing all right. Gotta brush the failure off, and I have to like overstep now that I failed my first semester. Like, I have to like overstep like all that with like, and be like, yeah, but you still failed. Like, you're still a failure, man. But so I gotta wipe that stain somehow off of me through music or whatever. Because even though I passed my classes, like, that stain is forever in me. I'm just forever like a fool. Like, So however I do that, I gotta do that. But until then, we did it, baby. First year. I had a lot of fun. I think even in the chaos, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I never took anything too seriously. Like, even though I'm hard, I could laugh at myself and poke at myself, because one, it's true. No. One, it's true. Two, it's all part of it. I wouldn't, I've never been first choice to anyone. Like, that's never been a thing. Like, I've just never been a first option. But I've been the most consistent option. And when people finally realize how great, I am at certain things, your boy gets drafted. And then look at that. Then we all get money. Then we all win. So, we're going in after a hard-fought year of advocation, with a lot of people being like, okay, we got your name. Now we looking at you, but we gotta now I gotta make them invest. I gotta hey, bro, Dos Diaz, you need some production for summer walk. Who you need? I know you a busy man. You be DJing all around the world, brother. I got you. I'm gonna send you a few of these. Let me play you a few of these melodies. Let's get some of these artists, these talented folk off the floor that they ain't looking at. And let's make themselves stars. I make stars. I like to make moments. You feel me? That's what I like to do. That's what I strive to do. If I can help somebody else make, somebody, get big, discover people, I guess is how they call it, I guess, even though I wouldn't look at it like that. But if I can help people and inevitably help myself be where I want to be, because I want to change music. My goal is to ultimately change music forever. Like, you have to mention me in certain conversations. I feel like I feel like to be forever in this in something, you have to do a lot more outside of yourself. It's much more than just your own achievements. You have to be connected to other people in terms of and I'm not even doing it for my success per se. I do it because I believe in if I work with you, I have to believe in you to a certain extent. That's just me. That might be one of my flaws. I care too much, but some people are too cool to care. If you're too cool, you freeze to death. You know, you gotta, when you make people feel that. I think that means something. So I think overall, if I had to give my first year out of 10, I give it a decent to strong 7. I think I did all right. I think I did. There's a lot I need to improve on, musically and just as a person. I gotta be better about consistent schedules. I'm really great at communication and delegation. That's all fine. I think it's just more being consistent in terms of just a schedule for myself, because I am a very busy person. And, it's going to come with time and patience and wisdom and being open to other perspectives. And which, I've never had a problem with that specifically. So I think as long as I keep those fundamental things that have gotten me here so far, I think we'll be all right. But yeah, I think I'll be all right. I think I'll be A-okay. All right. And we've gone over the hour. Like I said, I knew it was going to happen. This is the 70th episode. This is like a 300 subscriber special. If you stayed this long, Mazel tov, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for 300 subscribers, man. A lot of people talk about the show, and we've gotten a lot of people on campus who recognize me off my TikTok or my Instagram or my reels of them me posting all my stuff on the GSU Snapchat story, which I need to start doing more just so they can. Haley, baby, I'm back outside. Haley, baby, your boy's back. And just keep having fun with it. I never take any of this too seriously. Even all the horrible things that happen to me or whatever, it's part of the game, man. It's all part of life. And, you just got to roll with it. You got to roll with it and learn to laugh at yourself. Because you take life too seriously, then what, man? Then you end up down on yourself. But you got to have fun. This has been the 70th, see, words, I can't speak, 70th episode, the 300 subscriber special of the Smorgasbord Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, man. If you want to see more of these, I actually really did miss this. I've been really slacking in terms of just energy, life been happening. But, I'm going to try to get back into the swing of this. I do enjoy this. I miss this. Like, comment, subscribe. Road to 400, man. I'll see you back at 400, man. I want to get to 1,000. That's my goal for sure. Get to 1,000. And keep reviewing people. If you want your music reviewed, come over. You looking for studio time? Come on over. If you just want to message me, I need more friends. I'm a lonely guy. I need friends. Message me. Comment. Leave a comment. I love when people respond. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. I love y'all. Bye-bye.